Welcome back, everyone. I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE, here at our NYSE studios. Day two of our Crypto Trailblazers series with the NYSE Wired community. This is an ongoing series. We feature the leaders who are making things happen in the industry, building stuff, investing, and of course, changing the financial plumbing, an upgrade to the system as two worlds collide. DeFi and TradFi, it's old school, new school coming together, rewriting the rules, interacting, and the economics looking great, and the government's behind it. We got a great guest here, Demetrios Skalkotos, Chief DeFi and Protocol Officer at Blockdaemon. Welcome to theCUBE.
Thank you, good to be here.
Ready for the big event tonight, the Crypto Trailblazers. 250 people are going to be here tonight in the industry, blazing the trails. What's going on?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me, really appreciate it. Yeah, where do you want me to start?
Tell me about what you guys do. Let's set the table, because
Sure.
you have a story how you boomerang back into Blockdaemon, but let's set the table. What do you guys do? You know, obviously with the market now, people want to kind of put that in a box. What do you guys do?
Yeah, Blockdaemon is an 8-year-old infrastructure company. We got our start by just running nodes, right? If people want access to Ethereum or Bitcoin or Solana, we run all that infrastructure for folks so they can get access to those ecosystems for data and trading. Then we kind of morphed into another business called staking. So we probably our largest business unit today on the staking side. And then we bought an MPC wallet company about 3 years ago called Sepior out of Denmark. So we provide a good deal of the MPC wallet tech for a lot of the big institutions and banks in the marketplace today, and we have a couple variations of that wallet. MPC, yes.
Not MCP.
Yeah, MPC, yeah.
There's two worlds I live in, you know, this agent world, MPC.
Yeah, and then the last business unit was the business that Konstantin, our CEO, just bought, was our DeFi infrastructure business. It was a startup that was backed by Cumberland and DRW, and we just got acquired back and closed this past May, and we provide infrastructure into the entire DeFi world. So with one abstracted API, you can access about 20 different DEXs and DEX aggregators, lending protocols, yield aggregators, liquid staking venues, and source a great deal of on-chain data. So we support the full trading ecosystem on the DeFi side. So 4 business units, and then the protocols that I run along with the DeFi go-to-market, really the protocols is the horizontal infrastructure middleware that connects all that tissue. So we work with all the protocol foundations in supporting them in their proliferation, and all those business units then are supportive of that.
So you have the platform that, from a connection standpoint, you connect to everything.
Yes.
And then you use the horizontal scalable layer for protocol management.
Yes.
And what is that, the purpose of interoperability, compatibility? What's the purpose of the protocol layer?
The protocol layer is really the connectivity of, I want access to a node, I want to stake that particular protocol, I want that protocol supported in my wallet, and I also want to trade it on the DeFi side. So we have to provide...
It's connection, it's connectivity,
and it's access.
And access for programmability.
Exactly, yes. So we work with the foundations, but we support over 80 different chains and protocols that are in the ecosystem today.
That's awesome. So you're basically enabling more transactional action happening at the front end.
Absolutely.
I like to simplify, maybe boil it down. Back end's DeFi, front end's TradFi. So, but that's the way as the techies you think about the user experience, what's happening, there's some interaction, and then something has to happen under the covers.
Yeah.
Take us through what's the hot area, because staking is hot. I mean, right now staking seems to be the best, most popular thing, because that's the benefit of having the asset. It works for you. Yeah,
I would kind of classify it as variations of earn, right, or yield, right? And staking being a big component of that, and it's a big growing component and a very strong component. But you're getting a lot of interest on the yield side as it pertains to USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, earning on Solana, all those types of categories. So the Aves and Compounds and the Morphos of the world are in high demand through our ecosystem, and also being able to do cross-chain trading is cool. So getting from one chain to another
without friction.
Without friction, yes, with the attempts and a lot of cross-chain bridging platforms. So I would say staking is very hot, yield is very hot, and the whole earn platform, the whole earn stack I think is super important right now.
What is the big misunderstanding or confusion around these stakings and these stable coins and the utilities? I mean, I know it can be a little bit messy, but like you hear, I got Solana, I got Ethereum, so there's a lot of environments. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, or is it? Explain why, demystify, or what was most misunderstood in the market.
Well, each one is their own ecosystem, right? And it's their own community, and you're trying to drive adoption and developers to build on top of that community to build a greater community. So you would say obviously Bitcoin is the big one, but then you have Ethereum and you have Solana and you have Avalanche and you have the Aptoses and the Suis of the world and many others that are forthcoming too, that are coming out now that I think have learned from the previous lessons and are building their L1s or L2s that take the best of a bunch
out
of
in the
worlds.
open, not in shadows.
Yeah, so they're taking the best of a public network and maybe combining some aspects of a private network and putting those into proliferation too. So
interoperability is huge.
Very much so.
In this, because now you can have all the greatness of a community or economy, if you will, on the chains, thriving and growing.
And you want to solve real problems, right? Not everybody wants their data on a public blockchain, right? There's certain aspects of certain data sets that they want private, but there's certain things that you want for that. You want it on the public chain, and you want that transparency. So how do you bridge the best of those worlds, and what communities, what L1s and L2s are really going to proliferate and win?
And what service are you guys providing? The private side for
we do it all, right? We do it all. We're obviously supportive of the vast majority of supporting all the public chains that are out there, but there's new chains that are coming out. Midnight is one. Canton is getting a lot of play out there as a private permission chain, and so we're supporting everything. So we're really listening to
They come to you, or you go to them.
It's a combination of both.
They want to have the interoperability. Why wouldn't they?
Of course. Well, it's really, they want access to the institutional customer base. It's that bridging of the Web 2 world into the Web 3 world. It's the bridging of TradFi into DeFi, as you're mentioning. All those clients are wanting access to those things. So we listen to our customer base, which is very institutionally focused, and they're saying, hey, are you going to be supporting this protocol? Are you going to be supporting this particular chain? And we'll say,
you're the Chief Protocol Officer.
Of course.
Love that title.
We'll look into it and figure out how to support it
Yeah.
from a node perspective, a staking perspective, within the wallet, and if there's a DeFi component, we'll support it there as well.
It's interesting, you're getting on some of the hot buttons that we cover in the AI side of our business on our coverage, which is data. Having access to data makes AI better. The institutions want access to the nodes because it makes the transaction aperture increase, hence their customers can win. Also, the convergence of DeFi and TradFi is real. You agree that's happening super fast, right?
Yes.
Okay, what is the driver of that right now? What are you seeing coming from? Because like the AI world, we're seeing a big surge of big gear. They're buying GPUs, all the big hardware, because all the data of these banks are all in their premises. And we're seeing a similar reaction with chains, where it's like, hey, I have a private need, but I don't want to foreclose my ability to connect to the global network. Is there similar, I mean, is that happening, or is that down the road, or that's too far ahead?
It's been happening for quite a while, and I always like to use the term that it's evolutionary, not revolutionary, right? I think it's just going to continue to morph over time and merge. I think, look, you got payments, you've got stables, those are key things. You've got a lot of great things about blockchain that fix a lot of the back office, T+1, T+2, T+0 type of capabilities. And that drives efficiencies in the marketplace. So there's different variations where the TradFi market can adopt a lot of blockchain technology that fixes a lot of both middle, front, and back office capabilities.
What are the most exciting things that are happening now, and what are the key areas that are being worked on by the communities right now?
Well, I think you're seeing a lot on the stablecoin side. I think you're seeing a lot on the ETF side and all the ETP side. I think that's where a lot of the TradFi is coming into the digital asset world, is they're supporting of their ETFs, and they're looking to possibly stake those ETFs, and that's going to be huge business for like my mom and dad and your parents and my brothers and sisters.
They get access to democratized capital.
Access to democratized
capital. But the plumbing's got to get done first. You can't throw an app on a bad infrastructure.
Exactly. Yeah,
besides, it's not an app, it's a functionality.
Yeah, and you don't have to have the conversation anymore.
The browser doesn't work on the internet.
It streamlined the conversation, like, oh, so that's kind of what you do. I never knew kind of what you did in crypto. So with those big firms bringing those ETFs and ETPs to the marketplace, really will bring the masses to the marketplace.
Demetrios, I have to ask you, because once kids come over with Sean Douglas from Amber Data, because he has a tech background, IT operations. A lot of your customers have big IT shops. I mean, JP Morgan Chase got a $17 billion technology budget, annual budget, they do trillions of dollars of transactions a year. So they got it staffed. So a lot of the institutions here in Wall Street, they have game when it comes to technology.
Of course.
What are some of the conversations that you have with the big institutions? Because they're not a deer in the headlights. They may be leaning into it. Might not be early adopters, but I can imagine they're going to have robust conversations around resilience, security, recovery, all the things that like to check the boxes on.
Yeah, so for Blockdaemon, we are the largest institutional infrastructure provider out there. So we're ISO 27001, we're SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. So we've been around for 8 years. So
you speak their language.
We speak their language, and folks of the firms that you mentioned are either customers or on our cap table or both, right? Yeah. And so they'll come to us and they'll work with our team almost as a consultancy basis, say, what do you think about this particular chain? You know, I'm looking for this from a wallet application perspective. Can you help us fix that there? So it's very consultancy in that regard.
It's collaborative.
It's very collaborative.
They're in the community.
Yes, they're very much in the community. They're very much engaged. Yeah. And at all levels of every business that we run, you know, a lot of these big institutions and banks are tapping all of those capabilities.
What's the coolest thing you're working on right now?
Oh, wow.
Pick a favorite area, project, or initiative.
A lot. I mean, there's a couple, like I mentioned, there's a private chain that's getting a lot of attention in the marketplace today, Canton being one. There's also kind of the combinations of public and private chains, you know, kind of like what Avalanche is doing and what Arbitrum is doing and what OP is doing. I mean, there's a million of them out there, as well as what Midnight is coming out with too. So I wouldn't say there's one, I would say there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the L1 side, and there's a lot of what the changes that are coming down the pike of what Ethereum is planning on doing too as well. So I just excited about the movement in the space.
It's good news.
Yeah, it's good news. I don't have any favorites. I don't, we need to work with all of them. We need to support all of them because our customers want the vast majority of them.
You get the customers, they'd love those customers. I have to ask you a question, kind of, if you look at the market, this is much more of my observation on this series over the past couple segments we've been doing and episodes of the past couple months. The one thing that I noticed when I moved to New York from California was there's a entrepreneurship culture right now in finance that I've never really seen at this level. And I don't mean to compare it to tech entrepreneurship, because tech entrepreneurship was, oh yeah, I got an invention, I get some funding, I take it to the market, I disrupt the incumbent, I take territory, go public and make money, everyone's happy, everyone makes returns. Finance had all that institutional back office stuff was all bottled up, regulated, so it was really hard to crack to take territory down, like as that entrepreneur, to take down the big incumbent. Yeah. Now you could make money, arbitrage some inefficiencies, get some prepaid calling cards and jump on someone's payment rails, get an API like Stripe did and then go from there. But like now I'm seeing like really young guns and folks coming out of like some of the bigger firms who are just jumping in and like building a real company. And it's like a financial entrepreneurial formula. And by the way, it's not being dismissed by the old guard because there's growth. What's your reaction to that? Is that happening, or am I misreading that, or just maybe looking for confirmation bias?
No, for sure it's happening, and I think it's happening really fast. I think that there's a lot of changes. I think there's some components when you have the days of like going, I think they're just trying to be difficult versus trying to solve problems, because the tech can get complicated really quickly.
Noise ratios up high.
The tech can get complicated really crazy when you're talking about MEV and a bunch of other different crazy things.
You know your shit to get this done.
But yeah, no, it's moving very fast, and there's a lot of people interested, a lot of people that want to come in, a lot of people that said, hey, I've been in TradFi, I want to kind of make the move over to the digital asset side, crypto side. So you're seeing a lot of adoption.
Yeah, I mean the work you guys are doing, and you mentioned some of those other chains, Avalanche and whatnot, those other ones, they're bringing the tech up to the level where it's accessible for a domain expert. Yeah. Someone that might know the knobs and buttons of these regulations or the nuance, a small little white space that could explode. And so like, that is huge, because that's you don't have to be a super rocket science coder now. There's some real coding going on. L1 chains, I mean, some of the stuff coming out of New York and Stanford area and East Coast, West Coast is unbelievable. But also there's opportunities inside the top of the stack too. Middleware and the middle and top of the stack is emerging. That's where I think people can play nicely. That's where TradFi seems to be booming. Someone sees an opportunity, they can go after it.
Well, the traditional companies have definitely blockchain staffs and teams. They're looking at it in various different ways to solve certain problems that they're having. front, middle, and back office capabilities, and they're working with said chain or one of the said chains that we talked about, and then some that we haven't mentioned, and trying to solve real problems.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a supply chain issue, whether it's a back office issue, whether it's trading efficiencies, they're all being addressed. So yeah. I think this is all good news for us, and we're trying to solve real problems that will advance the industry for us.
Well, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in. I'll give you the final word. Put a plug in for what you're working on. You hiring, what are the key things you're looking to do, problems you're trying to solve, and you got a great responsibility, Chief DeFi Protocol Officer. I mean, you're watching the key horizontally layer. That's a critical path layer. I mean, that's super important. What are some of the things that are important to you? Put a plug in.
Look, I really think, Blockdaemon is tried and true, 8 years in the space. We're one of the mainstays in the industry. We're the trusted provider for the large traditional financial institutions coming into this space, and that's really our forte. Yeah,
we appreciate you. Super humble. Appreciate that too.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Great. It's all the hard work you guys are pioneering. I mean, it's a convergence. The two worlds are connecting and interacting, and we're seeing that. It's awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, I'm John Furrier with theCUBE. We're watching the Trailblazers, crypto Trailblazers here. Big day of all the leaders coming into the NYSE for the NYSE Wired CUBE and FinTech event. We'll be right back.